The day is June 27th, 2025, and the New York Islanders have been reshaped by Matthew Darsh today. The Islanders had themselves a day. They had themselves a day. Yeah, it's interesting to see what went down today, that's for sure. A lot happened with the Islanders, completely reshaped the team. So, my day. Being on the West Coast, I woke up and all of a sudden I see Noah Dobson has been traded. And I was kind of shocked by that. I really didn't think Noah was going to get traded. But anyway, Noah gets traded for Emil Heineman and two first round draft picks, the 16th and 17th overall picks in the 2025 draft. Like I said, I wasn't really in the corner of wanting to trade Dobson. But when I saw this trade, I thought, well, hopefully maybe it's got something to do with something else, like flipping those picks over and getting a guy like a Jason Robertson or something along those lines. That's kind of what my hope was. But it was going to be an interesting way to find out how this day was going to fold out. I wasn't really sure how it was going to be done. I did know one thing. I did know Matthew Darsh was putting his stamp on this team, and this is definitely his fingerprints are all over this team now. Absolutely, 100%. So wow, that was quite the shock to wake up to, and then I realized, oh, okay, I was kind of watched the draft until see Schaefer hopefully get picked for the Islanders, and then see I was probably going to hang around until Hagen's got drafted to see if the Islanders were going to trade up to do anything for him. So that's pretty much how my day was going to go. But now getting the 16th and 17th overall pick, I realized that my day was going to become a lot longer watching this draft. So yeah, a big shock. It really was a big shock. I'm kind of sad to see Noah go. Uh, Noah's a bit of an enigma. He really is. He's one of those guys. I've ran into players like him rarely in my lifetime, but you see them. You run into them. I had one on my football team. Uh, a guy, Dan Murray. He was a big boy, and they're always big boys. These enigmas, because it just seems like they're not trying. It just seems like they're lazy, and people always expect more out of them. Like this guy should hit harder, or he's a big boy. He should do this and he should do that, and they always expect things out of him, and they always think that he's not trying hard enough. Now, my hero, Frank Mahovlich, was one of these guys. He was labeled that very thing in Toronto. And Toronto basically ran him out of town, basically caused him to, have a nervous breakdown and had to leave Toronto. And they traded him in 1968. And they've been cursed ever since. They haven't won a cup since they traded Frank so poorly. Anyway, as a Leafs fan, I went with Frank to the Wings to become a Wings fan at that time. Islanders obviously weren't in existence yet, but Frank had this label the whole time, and even my dad would get mad at me because Frank was my hero, and he didn't want Frank to be my hero because he thought Frank was just a lazy guy. And I didn't, I saw something else in him. And anyway, I see Noah as one of those guys. And so I find Noah was very polarizing with the Islander fan base. He's a big boy. He's kind of lanky. He looks slow. He looks like he doesn't care. He's made his ton of stupid mistakes. I'll grant you that. But I really believe that once he came back from the Four Nations, after a Four Nations break from his injury, I really thought I saw a different player out there this year. I thought his defensive side really picked up a lot. His offensive side was starting to look like the 70-point Noah Dobson that I'd normally seen. So I was in no rush to really get rid of Noah. So I hope we didn't make a big mistake by uh, it's so sad, when these big guys like this and they're kind of lazy, like, but they're not lazy and they get labeled that. And they can never shake it. They can never shake it. No matter what they do, they will never shake that label because it's just not the person they are. They're not like a 5'8" buzzsaw like myself. Like I was a buzzsaw. That was my thing, right? I could skate like the wind and whatnot and slap shot. So uh everybody has their thing and you know Noah can't be who Noah is. But like I said, I think there's something a little more uh beyond the surface than what we're seeing. I think there was something internal going on here. Uh, I just don't see why you all of a sudden want to part from a guy like Noah Dobson on a team that you're trying to build up, especially when hopefully you're going to draft a Matthew Schaefer. And so I just see our D core is getting that much better with both Dobson and Schaefer on the D core. So I'm in no rush to trade him off. But anyway, the trade is made. Dobson for Emil Heineman and two first round draft picks, 16th and 17th overall. And that's how we begin our day. And it's time to go to the draft. And what a touching draft it was. Welcome to the New York Islanders, Matthew Schaefer. So happy to have you. I think everyone pretty much wanted you to get picked by the Islanders. We all know how hard it is to find number one defensemen. They're so rare. They're like a rare jewel that is so hard to find. And I think Matt was just a gift that was dropped from the heavens for us by winning the lottery and then to have a number one D man come up the year that you have that gift drop in your lap, I think is absolutely completely awesome. You take a look back at all the Stanley Cup teams, and pretty much all of them had that main defenseman. You know, like Florida with the or not Florida, not so much. They had kind of like had three of them, like first round kind of guys. I wouldn't really put Ekblad into the big one, but I do look at guys like Hedman and McCarr, those guys that won Stanley Cup championships. They all those teams always seem to have one big mainstay guy, and could not be happier that it's Matthew Schaefer. And he just seems like a wholesome kid. He just seems like a wholesome kid. It's like it's hard not to like this kid. The things that he did that were so nice to see, the things that he said. Maybe I can give you some perspective. A lot of my viewers are Americans, so I'll tell you from the Canadian side of things, some of the things that Matthew said. And they asked him how he felt being an Islander, and he looked at the guy and he said, he goes, you know what? He goes, the second that the New York Islanders won the lottery, there's nothing more than I wanted to do than was to become a New York Islander. And I went, whoa, okay. I'm kind of liking that stuff. I'm kind of liking that stuff. And then to see him actually get drafted by the Islanders, it was really nice. And then to see what the Islanders did, it wasn't even mentioned on at least not the Canadian broadcast, but the New York Islander jersey that Matthew Schaefer was given on stage had a breast cancer patch on the sweater. And all the teams didn't have a breast cancer patch on their sweater. However, I do believe the Islanders put that on Matthew's uniform as a sign of respect for his mother. When I saw him go into the room, I thought I saw him kiss the New York Islander crest, and then I rewatched it again. I saw, oh, he kissed the breast cancer patch. You know what? Excuse me. That's something Matthew or Matt will never he'll never forget. He'll never forget a gesture like that, and that is just pure class by the Islanders and Darsh to do something like that. The whole thing for me was pretty touching, seeing how emotional they were, and I had a hockey mom myself, you know, and I know what it's like to. I can't imagine what it would have been like to have lost my hockey mom at that age. So uh, my heart really went out for him, really did. It kind of cracked me up just how confident this kid really is. Like when he walked into the room and when he had to recompose himself and that. And he goes, "Oh, thanks for waiting, Matty." I mean, he's calling the GM Matty. You gotta love that. I mean, the kid's just as wholesome as they come. I think it's just a fantastic pick. So we lose the right defenseman in Noah Dobson today, but we gain a left defenseman in Matthew Schaefer, who's basically probably a notch or two above what Noah Dobson ever was or ever will be. So I'm really excited to have Schaefer on the team. So it's a great way to start the draft, getting the guy that uh, y- you don't. I'm so paranoid after the DiPietro thing by not making the right pick that I was paranoid with every Islander. Like I was paranoid with Tavares happened, and I'm paranoid for this one as well because you never knew with the Islanders if they were going to do the right thing or not. So, in my opinion, they 100% did the right thing. To grab a number one defenseman, you have to do it. They're a rare commodity, an absolute rare commodity. And welcome to the New York Islanders, Matthew Shaver. Very happy to have you. I was going to be in Long Island tomorrow or today, whichever one you watch this podcast. So, yep, happy to see that. So anyway, we need now we need to carry on in the draft and see what happens. And so it gets kind of suspenseful along the way because who knows where Higgins is going to go. And there was a couple of points that I saw where at least from the Canadian media side of thing, that they were pointing out where the Islanders could attack for Higgins, and that would be at the number four pick with Utah, or possibly if he still wasn't gone by the number seven pick of Boston, that the Islanders still may jump in to get James Higgins. So as we all know how it played out, Utah definitely didn't take him. So and it went all the way to the seventh pick, and went. Oh, and oh, by the way, I'll talk about. I think Matthew Darsh just made an awesome say. Barry Trotz laying out his bullshit line of about a week ago. Barry got interviewed about James Higgins, and Barry said to the reporter, he goes, "Well." He goes, if James Higgins is still around at number five pick, we're going to take him. That's for sure. And I knew that that was a trap for Matthew Darsh to see if Darsh would bite. And so this became a very, very interesting moment of the draft for me. I knew it was a game of cat and mouse, and I wanted to see, I had no idea how it was going to turn out. I wanted to see how it turned out. And sure enough, Nashville does not draft Higgins, and Darsh did not trade to Barry. But nice try, Barry. Nice try. But not bad for a rookie GM, man. He was on to you. He was on to you. He didn't let you slip that one by him at all. Good job by Darsh for sure. So anyway, as we all know, at Boston and the spot where people thought the Islanders could get Higgins is where he went to Boston, and I'm happy for him because he's playing in Boston right now. So at least he has a little bit of comfort level of, that's his team and that. And I kind of feel bad for Islander fans, even though I've been an Islander fan since 1972, and I feel like they're as much my team as anybody's team. Uh, I love the New York Islanders and whatnot, but I think they did the right thing. They did what they had to do. You can't overpay just to get a hometown boy on your team, and it was the right thing to do. If it had made sense, then I do believe the Islanders would have done it. And I want to give my kudos to Matthew Darsh for not sucking into it. And I understand that, like, a lot of people might say, well, you don't live here, you don't understand. It would be nice to have a hometown boy on the team. Yeah, sure, it would be nice to have a hometown boy on the team. But, I think only two NHL players have ever played in the NHL from my hometown. So you don't need to have a hometown boy on the team to enjoy your hometown team. I mean, I feel like the Islanders are my hometown team living on the West Coast on Vancouver Island, but like I feel like they're mine. I really do, just like any Islander fan would. So it doesn't matter where the hockey player was born from. I get it. I get it. It would have been nice. It would have been a cool thing for sure. It would have been real nice to have a kid who was an Islander fan and then lead the Islanders to a certain way. But I certainly didn't want to overpay for him. Uh, just to appease the fan base. That's for sure. So another kudos tip of the cap to Matthew Darsh on that for not being overplayed by other more veteran people out there trying to play tricks on him that and he didn't bite. Kudos to him on that for sure. So Boston takes Higgins. And so really kind of takes the suspense away. Now I'm kind of thinking, why is Montreal's name still on the board for pick 16 and 17 on the thing? And I'm going like, is the NHL maybe hiding that? Like, yeah, we know Dobson got traded for those picks, but why isn't it reflecting it with the Islanders' name up there? Maybe just maybe the Islanders took those picks and flipped them for like a Jason Robertson is what I'm thinking, right? But no, the NHL thinking they're so smart. Like anybody who watched the draft today also checked the sports news. Like you didn't surprise anybody by going, "Oh, we have a trade. We have a trade." We've known that for like 4.5 hours. For them not to put the Islanders up on the board on the slats was just pure stupid. So the whole time I was, trying to work out scenarios, figuring out what will the Islanders do, and to find that we were drafting was for me, I'm not going to lie, a bit of a disappointment. I'm not in for a. It's hard to say. I guess I'm okay for a retool, but definitely not a rebuild. And when you grab a couple of more picks like this, it's starting to seem a lot like rebuild, that's for sure. But I gotta say, I love how we are rebuilding our prospect cupboard. That's for sure. One that was empty only mere months ago. Only mere months ago, back in March before the trade deadline, it was pretty empty. We had Cole Eiserman and Danny Nelson. That's pretty much it. Uh, Both good prospects, not high end prospects, but could be NHL hockey players, and Eiserman could be a goal scorer. You don't know, but we didn't have enough. We had nothing, and since March to now, like you adding Callum Ritchie, another first round draft pick next year. So we got two first round draft picks coming next year. We got three this year, and one of them was the first overall that dropped in our lap. So like we've been blessed. We've been blessed. Like shit like this usually happens to the Rangers and stuff like that. It happens to other teams or the Pittsburgh Penguins. Everything falls in place. Well, it's kind of fallen in place for the Islanders for the easiest retool one of the easiest retools you'll ever be given. The only thing that would make it easier is if the Islanders win the lottery next year and get Gavin McKenna. Then, the Islanders are set for a dynasty coming up. So, and that's not impossible to happen. The Islanders may not make the playoffs next year. So, anyway, so there you go. Anyway, so it comes down to our picks. So the Islanders are picking away. I'm a little bit disappointed. My spirits do get picked up as the picks happen. And so first and foremost, we take a right winger in Victor Eklund. And pleasant surprise on Eklund. Eklund's brother is William Eklund from San Jose, who's definitely an excellent hockey player. Hopefully, it runs in the bloodlines. Lately, a lot of good teams have had some good bloodlines running. We didn't have a whole lot of success with the Lindros lineage, but I'm hoping for better things with Eklund, and heard a lot of good things from him. He played for Gardens in Sweden, and it's the second tier Swedish men's league, which is a good hockey league. And in 42 games playing with men as a 17-year-old, he had 19 goals and 12 assists for 31 points, 37 minutes and penalties as well. So he was even mixing it up. Plus 16 in the playoffs, he had 2 goals and 5 assists. So Pretty solid for Eklund, and from what I've already heard on the early returns, is right after a prospect camp, he's going to be returning for another season in the men's league, which is perfect, is because he needs to go develop, and it's beats the hell out of going back to junior A or something like that. So, uh, uh, good looking prospect. Everything I've heard about him, he's a little bit on the smaller side at 5'11". However, I heard he's very tenacious. Don't underestimate him. He's a fighter. When I say fighter, I'm talking about board work and fighting for the puck and whatnot. Good with the stick to get the puck because he's on the smaller side and whatnot. So heard a lot of good things about him. And his brother's a hell of a good hockey player. So hopefully, like I said, we have more like luck of the Hughes or the Quinn, like Quinn Hughes and those brothers and the Hudson brothers. So yeah, hopefully things go our way on this 16th pick. So always nice to get a right winger. Right wingers for some reason always seem hard to come by, which I've never understood because when I played, most of the best shooters were always on the right side, not the left. Um, yeah, so okay, 16th pick, so I'm pretty pleased with this. But the one that really made me happy was at 17, we go and take Kashawn Atchison from the Barrie Colts. And the reason I'm really happy with this pick is because it's a bit of a replacement for Dobson, not on the right-handed side of the defense. He's another left-handed defenseman, so we got two lefties, D-men today in SCHAEFER and Atchison, but he's kind of a replacement for letting Dobson go in that trade. So I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that at all that we come back with another defenseman, and then to find out that the defenseman is nasty and he's mean and he trash talks. And I like it. I like it when I hear things like that. That's the kind of hockey player I want on the New York Islanders. That's the guy you need to win. Did you watch the Stanley Cup? Did you watch Bennett? Did you watch what was going on out there? You need guys with a mean streak in them. And from everything I've heard, Kashawn is one of those guys. He's nasty. He likes to trash talk, and he's got talent. He obviously has a shot because in 64 games, he had 26 goals and 33 assists for 59 points. We got two solid scoring D men, one who Kashawn being great on the defensive side of the puck as well. Uh, solid work. I'm very happy with this draft pick. Like I said, for the reasons being of how it kind of is replacing a little bit of Dobson. So I don't consider SCHAEFER replacing Dobson because SCHAEFER is just like a level or two above Dobson. So SCHAEFER is a different stratosphere than Dobson, but Kashawn is probably under Dobson, but he replaces a good portion of Dobson, if that makes any sense. So really happy with that pick. And then you just take a look at things and you go, not what I was hoping to do today, trade Dobson for a couple of draft picks, but kind of excited at the draft picks that we got, even though not even close to most of these guys will make it in the NHL, but you always have to hope. And I love how in such a short period of time since March that we've traded, just completely turned around our prospect pool. We now, we've got Atchison in there. We've got I mean, even Hyndman could be considered a prospect. He only's got really 1 year in the NHL, so he's just a recent. At least he was a recent prospect. So, you got Atchison, you got Eklund now, you've got Iserman, you've got Nelson, you've got Schaefer. It is starting to add up to a little bit of a new core coming along. It reminds me of the old core, the Brock Nelson, Niederreiter, Lee, Strome era, where they kind of all just came at once. It's going to be kind of the same thing with the Islanders, and really, Darsh has done a great job in turning it around. Also, you got to give a special shout out to Lou Lamoriello for the trade that he made with Brock Nelson. It was a great trade with the way everything has went now, how it's fallen in, like kind of rebuild, retool kind of thing with these draft picks and getting rid of Noah and whatnot. that trade just fell into perfect place. So big shout out to Lou for making a great trade with Brock Nelson and getting Callum Ritchie and us another first round pick that we haven't even experienced yet. So yeah, great job by Matthew Darsh. It was a day for the Islanders. It was a day. There was a lot happened. It's exciting stuff. I'm not sure if the Islanders are going to be a playoff team next year. Going to have to see how things turn out after the free agency draft. Who knows? Maybe we'll sign Mitch Marner. I think that would be awesome. I think that'd be hilarious. Great way to stick it to the Maple Leafs. I would I would love every second of that. That would be just a thing of beauty. It's not going to happen, but it sure would be. It's fun to dream. It's fun to dream every once in a while. So, major day for the Islanders. The Islanders got reshaped. Matthew Darsh, boom, comes down and puts a huge stamp on the team. His fingerprints, like I said, are all over the New York Islanders now. This is definitely his team. Uh, I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do because I at least know we're not going rebuild. I can see we just fast tracked to retool, and fast track in my books is a-okay. I mean, Washington did okay on their little fast track rebuild, so no reason why the Islanders can't do a fast track rebuild too as well. So um, I won't even be upset if we don't make the playoffs next year. It wouldn't hurt us at all. One more year out, but obviously I don't want that to happen now. We want to make the playoffs every single year. But if it does happen, and like I said, I'll have to see the team, see what happens after free agency. And who knows? Like, will Mitch Marner sign with us? You never know. You never know. But anyway, yeah, Islanders have been reshaped today, reshaped, reformed, and definitely Matthew Darsh has his fingerprints all over this team. I want a big welcome going out to Matthew SCHAEFER. Absolutely 100% excited to have this kid on our team. Kid skates like the wind. He's going to be fun to watch. It's exciting. It's something to look forward to next year. It didn't look like we had a whole lot to look forward to, but I think watching these seeds sow might be fun to watch. So yeah, that's all I got for you today. So June 27th, 2025, the Isles get reshaped. Let's see what they bring next year. So all you guys and girls out there, you have a great evening and night and take care and peace out.